Hello and welcome to Love Laura Tarot. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer or subscriber. It's great to see you again, and I'm sending you lots of good vibes. And if you're a new viewer, buckle up because I've got a good reading for you today. It is a singles What's Next in Love. So I've already picked out the 4 piles for everyone, so you can take a pick. So we've got the first card here, which is communication, and it's the P, and it's got the number 2 on it. Got pile number 2, which is energy, and it's the orange, and the number is 28. Pile number 3 is fertility, and it's the watermelon, and it's the number 29. And then pile number 4 is tranquility, and that's the violet, and that's the number 43. So take a pick, and it will take you to your pile, and we'll find out what's next for you singles in love. Okay, so yeah, take a quick look at all the different piles you got here, and pick whichever one calls to you the most, because that one's probably the one that's got the most messages for you. And yeah, I will see you in a minute, and we can crack on with the reading, and yeah, hopefully see you soon. Okay, take your pick now. Okay, and if you picked the P card, which is the communication card, here we go, or whatever card number 2, whatever reason you picked it for, this is your pile. Okay, so already we can see from this card we've got a Pisces symbol on it up here. And then we got the P's here, and its meaning is communication. Okay, so this card can mean any sort of incoming communication, or maybe someone you're in communication with right now. That is the meaning for our little theme here for this reading. So as you know already, this reading today is going to be for singles and what's coming up in your love life, or what's happening in your love life right now, whichever is more appropriate. Okay, so like I said, we've already seen the theme here is communication. Basically, in my other videos, I feel like I did a whole lot of shuffling and not a lot of talking, so I did my shuffling beforehand, so it's already here to talk to you guys about. So, I pulled some tarot cards, some advice cards, and some other cards up here, and then if we need any clarifiers, then I'll do that afterwards. So basically, what I can see already is, as I've already said, communication is the key theme. So you could already be talking to someone, or someone is about to communicate some message with you now. Going with the tarot, I can see that previously you've got like a mindset of what you've lost, or maybe previous relationships that have gone wrong, and not what you've got. Maybe this is about self-esteem, so you're focusing on what you haven't got rather than what you do have, in terms of like qualities or like characteristics or looks or something that you like either aspire to have, or something like that. And then like you've got here the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands can talk about like creative projects or something passionate, or some sort of message coming through. And I think there's some sort of communication going to occur from, as we've seen already, quickly. This communication is coming through quite fast from someone, and it's gonna like, you were previously very introspective. I think you'd gone through a period of like time where you've like been single, and you've gone within and done your inner work, but been very solitary. And there's going to be a very dramatic shift with whatever this incoming message is from someone, and it's going to change everything. Now, I think by the presence of the King of Cups over here and the Page of Cups, I think this is the person who's coming in. It's a King of Cups person who's going to be coming in to break your solitude and your time of loneliness, so that you've got this new love message coming in. So I think, going back to this card, this is going to be some sort of social setting that's going to be happening in. Maybe you've decided to, stop being so alone, and maybe like if this is to do with a breakup or something, or some sort of loss, you had previously isolated yourself, and now you're looking more towards the future. Like, this card itself talks about like traveling, so maybe you decide to go as we're coming up to summer holidays. I know this is like a timeless reading, but as we're coming up to summer, maybe you go on holiday. But whatever it is, it ends this sort of hermit sort of mode you're in, this communication from someone. Then we move on to the Tower. Now, the Tower is always a very dramatic card, and it talks about a change that you're not willing to happen. It's something that's out of your hands, and sort of like a lightning bolt on a tower. It happens out of nowhere, and you're kind of thrown to wherever you end up. whatever happens is for the best. You are letting go of maybe these old mindsets of negativity and sort of like depression, that sort of thing. You're letting go of that. You're letting go of this isolated self, and you're becoming more open and more receptive to maybe this King of Pentacles, this King of Cups coming in. Before we get to the King of Cups, I want to address the the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups itself talks about like naivety and vulnerability, and taking like an emotional risk. And I think after seeing like this isolation and this sort of like negative mindset, I think maybe like whatever this dramatic changes, which could be you traveling abroad, this like naivety and like your needs to kind of remain in a way, so that you go into this new relationship with the King of Cups with an open heart. Yeah, you wanna try and give the whole situation your heart and your soul to it. And then we have the King of Cups. Now the King of Cups is like the ideal emotional person. I feel like he's like the Pisces man, and with the Pisces symbol up here, it fits very well. So you've got someone who is very loving, very trustworthy, someone who can be relied upon, someone quite cultured. So that kind of links up with this card here, which talks about travel and culture. And if you want to meet someone who's into travel, culture, I think you need to get out of your house. You need to stop being so isolated, which could be this dramatic change. Maybe someone forces you to go on holiday with them, or forces you out of being this isolated person. And maybe this is the King of Cups that does this for you. He's like, let's go wherever, so you go. But this is like quite an artistic person. This is someone who, yeah, is just sort of like very creative, very emotional. But you need to take that risk on them. You can't be focused on this past. Now we've got the Eight of Wands here. I think I've already said this, but it's coming quick. Whatever this like, however this relationship comes about, whatever this dramatic change is, if it isn't brought on by this person, like from once you've healed this sort of like mindset of being negative and sort of lack, it will come about pretty quickly. And then we've got two advice cards here. We've got is move, barnacles only grow on a docked ship. And I think that talks about, again, taking action and not being isolated and making that move. I know this card, if you're a traditional tarot reader, isn't a positive card as such, but I think it is about action and movement. And this card is about action and movement as well. And then we've got Wild. Believe in your otherworldly beauty. Dance with the waves and drink in the sunshine. I think you just need to let go of this sort of isolated thing, and it's going to be such a dramatic change that it's going to bring about this amazing like person who, yeah, you need to be vulnerable and emotional with. So let's take a look at these cards here. They came out in a sort of odd order, so I'll try and bring them out in that order. So I think these two cards came out first. We got Curse and we've got Exhaustion. So I think previously you've had this sort of like negative, drained like perspective to love, and emotionally you've been just completely depleted and drained. You haven't been in the right mindset to either pursue or go into a relationship, but someone comes along that sparks this like chemistry between you and them, which could be the King of Cups here. Once you've like had that spark ignited, then I think that like these two cards came out together, this sort of like, you're going to have this perspective, and it's like I put them together, it's like an only you perspective. You realize this person only has eyes for you. They are only in love with you, not like they haven't got eyes anywhere else. Maybe that's an experience you previously had. This person's not like that. And you've got this clear headspace, which allows you to be more naive and more open to this person who's completely devoted to you. And then I got these cards, and they came out like, this one came out by itself first. So I think you did go through a separation with someone, and it left you feeling very bitter and sad. Like here, negative mindset left you exhausted, and then this person comes along, and then we've got these two cards came out, and it was like blowing a kiss, which is unconditional love, giving and receiving, fairness and love, affection returned, and self-indulgence, which is self-worth and value, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. So going back to our tarot, I think with the like, we've got the Five of Cups here. I think you healed that using shadow work, or you're doing that now. and this unconditional love comes in, where someone's only got eyes for you. And yeah, all of that like has added up to this amazing love that's coming through. But it's dramatic and it's hard, and it requires you going within to fix these problems and then making these drastic changes which are hard, and they're going to be uncomfortable, and it's going to be a real change for you. And then you get this King of Cups. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of communication with yourself and communicating sort of with your shadow side and trying to fix these issues you've got. And then it opens up a whole line of communication with this King of Cups. So that's what I'm getting for your love life. Let's see if I can find any sort of like anything you can do right now, any actions you can take right now. I know I don't really do shuffling on here often now. One card. The pile 1. Here we go. Sleep and rest. Let your body have the peace it deserves without feeling guilty. Take some time out, sleep, rest, and allow yourself to sort of completely reset. Because whatever you've been going through, whether it's in relationship or just life in general, you need to be able to sleep and rest to be able to heal and make proper changes in your life. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you in terms of what's coming next in your love life, your single love life. Someone is definitely coming in. You've just got to repair this mindset and let this spark happen. Someone's going to come in, they're going to be coming through communication, and once that spark happens, it's going to be very quick, and you're going to be the only person in their eyes, and you're much better off, and they'll have unconditional love for you. But just make sure you sleep and rest. Let yourself rest. Okay, pile number 1. If you have a question now, I can do my yes, no cards for you. So keep the question in mind, and I'll shuffle through and we'll see what comes out. Okay, so I've got ask again later, ask a different question, ask again. Oh, wow. Okay. Pile number 1 is asking me to ask a different question. Ask something else. Obviously, that's not the question they want you to ask right now. We're not. Shuffle again, and we'll see what comes out, okay? Ready, pile number 1? Ask that question. I'm going to take none of those because I don't want a whole pile of cards for you. I've got enough as it is. It is likely. Okay, pile number 1. It looks like whatever you ask the second time around, it is likely it's going to happen, or it is that. So, thank you again, pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I feel like we've covered some good ground here. It looks like someone is coming in for you if you're single right now. You've just got to get through this tough part first of looking within and waiting on that communication to come through, and it's all going to work out in the end. So, pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, leave a like below and let me know in the comments if you have already met this person, or if you know what this tower moment is that's going to happen. And yeah, let me know in the comments if there's any other readings you want me to do, any specific types of singles readings or love readings, anything like that, and I'll be able to do them for you. So thank you again, pile number 1. Like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Hello and welcome, pile number 2s. If you chose the energy card, which is the orange, or card number 28 on it, this is your pile. Let's take a closer look at this card today. This is what we've got. This card is the energy card, and it's got the number 28 on it, and I think that's the sign of Virgo there. I'm sure it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's Virgo. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at your love life, how your single life is going to change. If you're single, well, you are single. If you're watching this, I should hope you're single, watching how your love life is. So the actual card of the orange energy card is all about energy in itself, so adventure, progress, but also it talks about not running out of energy. Yeah, it talks about willpower and working hard and knowing that there's challenges and overcoming them and supporting people around you, but also this is what I think is the important part for your reading today, part number 2. Being wary of apathy and losing interest too soon before giving something a chance and becoming negative about it. So I pulled the cards for you prior to the reading because I feel like in my other readings I've done so far, I've spent the whole time shuffling. So I wanted to show you it straight away so we could go through it and spend the time talking instead. This is what I've pulled for you. And we've got here, the first card that came out was the Temperance card. And that's all about harmony and patience and making sure you're not being too over the top in one area and lacking in another. And linking back to that card already, I can kind of see that maybe you're the type of person to give up on something if it's looking a bit difficult, or you're like, oh, this isn't working, I'm going to just give up now. Which is what's all the way over here in these cards. I think you, when you see it, like when you're in a relationship, if you think it looks like it's heading towards an end, or you think in your head the relationship has ended, you immediately walk away. You're like, oh, I'm not putting any more effort in, I'm out, like immediately. And that is something you need to stop doing. I think you're giving up on things way too soon and way before they actually are. You're not putting in the effort to save stuff when it starts looking like it's going south. Okay, then we move on to the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands is all about defending, like okay, so the Seven of Wands is all about determination and being courageous and fighting for what you believe in and sort of standing your ground and like almost like recognizing you've been complacent and seeing challenges on the horizon and just taking them on, even though you like didn't think this is something you'd want to do, and like overcoming any obstacles that come up. I think you are recognizing like your previous, where you've previously gone wrong, where you've left things like go, something like that, where you've let something go and you've realized that you shouldn't have done that in the past, and you're coming to sort of realize now that you should be fighting for these relationships a bit more, or fighting for yourself a bit more, if that resonates. Then we go on to the Three of Pentacles. Now, ordinarily, I'd say this is about you learning a skill or a trade and turning it into a business, or going back to school and learning that, or like changing up your career. But in this case, we're looking at like a love, where it's a love reading, and we're looking at your single life. I don't think that's the case. I think you're working on your skills to become a sort of better person in relationships, especially with what we've already identified here with this lack of harmony at the moment and this giving up when things look like they're over and they're not necessarily over. And I think you're now beginning to realize that you need to put some serious work into yourself if you want this perfect relationship to sort of turn up. Yeah, that's what I'm getting with this card. Working on yourself to make yourself a better person, so that if this like next when this next relationship comes in, you're ready and you're ready to put in this work. Okay, and then we've got the Two of Pentacles. Now, Two of Pentacles for me is about juggling like financial difficulties, and I think like that aspect is more like a financial business reading, not a love reading. In a love reading, it talks about like, I think juggling like energy in two different areas, and yeah, having to make a choice. Maybe you like ordinarily, again, financial business thing, I'd say this is two different jobs, two different ways you're earning money. You need to focus on one rather than the other. In this case, I think either you've got two different people in mind that you should be like you're considering to be in a relationship with, and you now need to make a decision and focus on one or the other. And like, let's like maybe you meet some people on like a dating app and you're like juggling between a couple of different people, and you're like, messaging one, messaging the other, having dates with this person and then having dates with another person. You need to pick one or the other. You can't be spreading your energy too thin, because I think you're the sort of person that's going to be dating one person, and when you're dating another one, you sort of see them go slightly ahead and you're like, oh, this one's not working out anymore, end it, leave it, cut my losses on that one and go with that one. I think you need to sit down and make a proper choice on people. and then decide which one you're going to be going for. Okay, that's the tarot dealt with. Then we'll move on to the advice cards up here. So we've got voyage, set sail on a new course, move, barnacles only grow on a docked ship, and determination. Don't be afraid of risking the tide. It will soon recede. In terms of all this we've already talked about, I think the whole set sail on a new course is you taking a new course of action with yourself and not being stuck in the same sort of rut of being someone who gives up on things too easily. You need to have this determination to fight for whatever you believe in or the relationship you believe in and that does you good, and fight for yourself in the relationships. Okay, I also think then we've got these cards. I pulled some cards from this one deck of hearts messages, and then I've got my other deck of situationship love. I think I can't remember the exact names of the deck, but that's the cards I've pulled so far. So what came up was releasing, which is letting go, moving on, walking away. Second chance, reconciliation, making amends, and opportunity, and shocking, turmoil, unexpected. I think what this is saying is that ordinarily you're someone who walks away from things, and something's going to come up, you're going to be able to give a second chance, something you've previously walked away from, and it's going to shock this person, and it's going to be really unexpected for them. And from that, you're going to be able to build a very deep connection. It could possibly even be soulmates from it by, recognizing this previous, what you used to do. And then we also got poker face, taking a chance, risks and options, not showing hand, gambling. I think you're someone who previously in relationships would hold up very much a poker face and be very much weighing up risks and reward in relationships and not showing the other person your true self because you're ready and willing to pack up and walk away quickly. You're now being much healthier. You're being more self-loving and caring for yourself and generally happier. You are learning from your past. You're learning from things you've previously let go when you know you shouldn't have let them go, and moving on. Okay, and I did pull for you a practical self-help advice card, and what came out was escape materialism, shifting your focus away from material and develop a healthy inner world. Calling back to this original card, I think you should be using your energy to focus on yourself and build up this inner world, bring harmony to your life, and start working out which areas you should be fighting for and where you should and shouldn't be walking away when things are over. Yeah. And 2 gambling cards have come up, so also be careful of gambling. I'm not sure if you've got a problem with that or anything, but if you do, you need to maybe get some help on that as well. And then the final thing I want to do is have a question in mind now. I'm going to use my yes no deck, so I'll shuffle and we'll see if we can get an answer for your question. So pile number 2, keep a question in mind now and we'll shuffle. Okay, wow, that is very very certain. We've got absolutely not, and we've got not a chance. I think that is what we're getting here. And then also what came out was I think so and possibly. So I think it's more definitely a no. Those came out, those were just behind that card there. So I'd take it as a no, definitely not. Whatever it is, definitely not. Okay, pile number 2. I hope this reading was useful. I hope it resonates with you. And, obviously take what resonates, leave what doesn't. That's what I've got. I think definitely all about working with yourself. Your next steps for your love life as a single person is realizing these patterns of behavior you're having where you're just cutting things off too early and too soon, and work on that. Be more determined, be more harmonious, and give yourself a second chance as well. Look at this as an opportunity to become a better person, because you're going to shock some people, and that way you'll find your soulmate and your deep love that way. So if you like this video, please leave a like, and if you like videos like this, please subscribe, because I do these regularly. And every week I try and do a love reading now, so hopefully that'll be out, and keep watching and let me know down in the comments what you like about this. If you like the way I've this new setup where I've pre-shuffled before, or if you preferred the shuffling on camera, let me know. And like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon. It's been great having you, pile number 2. Bye bye. Okay, and hello, my pile number 3s. If you pick the watermelon card, or the fertility word, or the number 29, oh my god, this is your pile. Okay, let's take a closer look at the card for you. you can see it a bit better. Okay, this is your card. So as you can see, you've got the Leo the Leo astrological sign here, the number 29. So you could be 29, or you could be turning 29, and the fertility word. So obviously, as you can see by the word itself, it means something is growing, something is coming into being that you planted. This could be an idea, this could be the start of a relationship. It's something that is now like it's beginning to be made, and it's the start. Okay, let's put that here. So as you can see, this week's reading is a bit different. So what I decided to do was I decided to pre-shuffle and get the cards out already. I felt like I was just shuffling in all my other readings and not doing much talking and explaining about everything that's going on. So today we have the cards ready. I'm going to go through them and go through the tarot first, then the advice, then these set of cards, and these set of cards, and then these cards. And then lastly, we'll finish up with a ask a question, yes, no thing. So start getting a question in your heads now. Okay, let's begin. So these are the tarot that came out. We've got the Five of Swords reversed, the Knight of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Two of Wands. What I'm seeing from the reversed Five of Swords is that something has happened. Some sort of crisis, some sort of bad thing has happened, and you've taken it pretty hard. And what is going to happen is, or is going to happen. You see this card. So let me backtrack. So you've suffered this loss, or you're going to suffer this loss, and you're going to take it quite hard. And this card here talks all about like arriving and arrivals, departures, sort of movement, things ending, something new beginning. So this card here tells me that whatever you've lost here and whatever you're so like upset about, it's the end of it, but it does mean that it makes way for something new coming into being now. Now this card is usually about good news, so whatever has ended and you're upset about, good things are coming. You're now being advised to take a new perspective on the situation, on life as a whole, because I think you're being too stuck either worrying about being upset and worrying about the past, or stressing and worrying about the future. You're now being asked just to think about what you've got and look right here at the right here and now, and appreciate that for now at least. But yeah, I think this crisis or whatever's happened has left you sort of suspended between this past and present. You're not anywhere, and you're now being like, this card is telling me that it's going to get better, and you just need to focus on that now. There's no rush. You can take your time, and like your love life will proceed, because you're becoming this Queen of Pentacles. You're becoming someone who's a good manager of money, who's very like good at organizing things, who is very reliable. That's who you're becoming, and I think you're trying to manifest in the Emperor, someone who's like a father figure. Maybe that's who you lost your father, and you're now looking for this partner who is sort of like someone who's in control, who can look after you, and that's the sort of aspect of a person, like a man or male energy you're looking for. And then we go to this card here. Now this card here, the Two of Wands, its main theme in like my eyes is looking out. So you're looking out into the horizon, and something has happened. Some surprise element has come in, something you hadn't really considered. Now, we also have like this sort of contemplative, sort of like worldly look at. So you could be looking back at what you've previously like gone through, and what you've, manifested, and seeing what you've got now. I think this definitely is you changing course for whatever this Emperor brings in. But we'll move on to the advice we've got here. So we've got from the advice cards, we've got optimism. After each rainstorm, there'll be clear skies. Like pulling back to here, whatever this was that you've lost, or whatever crisis you've gone through, this card and this card are telling you it's going to get better, and you've got this in your love life. You're going to be on some sort of journey. This could be an internal journey to better yourself and manifest this person in. And you need to dream. So you've got here journey. Half the treasure is the journey on the path to finding it. So half this sort of like, you're going to manifest this person in, and like you're going to look at how much you've accomplished on the way in terms of your love life, of becoming a better person for yourself, that you're going to look back on it and you're going to be like, oh my God, I was so focused on manifesting my Emperor that I didn't focus on the fact that I've made myself this Queen of Pentacles. That's what this is here. Then you've got dream. Follow your yearning for the deep blue sea. I think you need to dream as big as possible in your love life. You have like a fertile mind that's going to allow you to do that and grow this dream in terms of manifestation. So then I've got these cards came out, and sometimes they all link together, and I think it's telling you to nourish your fantasies about new beginnings. So nourish your fantasy about a new beginning, because by focusing on your self-growth and like doing this soul finding through your daydreaming, your fantasizing, your imagination, maybe it's dreaming about this person, you're going to be able to start over and have this new beginning you've dreamed of. Okay, and then we've got here, we had engagement ring, which is high commitment, eternity, partnership and union and completion. So I think what you're manifesting with this Emperor energy is going to end up in an engagement at the very least. But the Emperor energy is a very dominant one. So you need to be careful of the golden mirror here. So it's talked about narcissist, love bombing, self-absorbed and one-sided. Be careful of a very controlling person you could be manifesting in by using these tactics. Be very careful. Remember, this is all about you being happy. Your whole love life, you shouldn't be focused on this person or getting over this crisis. You need to be loving yourself, carrying out self-care, and the focus is being happy and loving your life. Okay, so what I also pulled for you was some like practical advice cards. What came out was change a bad habit. It says kill a bad habit, such as drinking, overeating, or anything else that's not serving you. I think this could be either having this negative mindset that's not serving you, not looking towards the future looking towards the future in an overthinking, worrying way, and also being upset about the past. That is something you need to end and be focused on the present. And also make sure you're fantasizing about the right things, and like to ensure you're not going to end up with someone who's a love bomber or a narcissist. And then the other card we got is speak up. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. So maybe it's about it's not just about speaking up about what happened. It's also speaking up about whatever you're wanting. Speak it into being, and in general, just try and move on. As difficult as it is to say that, maybe it's time to move on to dreaming about these better things and living more in the present, so you become this Queen of Pentacles who can manifest the Emperor, and then look back at it all and realize how well you've done. Because the journey to get to this love relationship you want is going to be so rewarding for yourself. So yeah. Okay, and then I said I was going to do the shuffling for you for a question. So if you've got your question in mind now on what you want to ask, we can do that now. So if you do one of my other readings, remember these cards, they have like yes, no. So let me shuffle for you now. Think of your question in pile number 3, and we'll shuffle and see what comes out. So okay, one card, that's pretty decent for us. Oh, 2 cards, okay. I'm tired, ask me later, but the one on top was most likely. So I'd say that most likely, whatever you've asked is a most likely yes. Okay, that was very quick. I was expecting to be shuffling for ages, like I have done before. So pile number 3. I hope this reading is good for you, and you realize that whatever you've been through is going to end. You're going to be like moving on. Just focus on the present and becoming this Queen of Pentacles, and you'll bring in your Emperor, which will likely lead to an engagement. But keep nourishing these fantasies about new beginnings, being optimistic and dreaming, and this journey of you getting there, making these healthy choices. You'll look back and be so proud of yourself. So thank you again for pile number 3. I have enjoyed this reading with you, and if you like this video, please like it so I know that you did enjoy it, and comment down below what other readings you'd like to see, and remember to subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon. So yeah, thank you, and bye bye. See you again soon, pile 3. Bye. Okay, hello and welcome to my pile number 4. So just a little caveat here. I think this is the best pile so far. Okay, so if you chose the violet card, or the Tranquility card, or the card with number 43 on it. This is your reading. So this, as you can see here, is the Pisces symbol, and maybe 43 is a significant number to you, so maybe you are 43, or violet has a lot of meaning to you, something like that. This is your path. Those are the significant things. But okay, so the card itself talks about tranquility, and specifically this card talks about a peaceful moment, this peaceful state of being after a very stressful time, and a time of a lot of conflict and hardship. As you can see, all the cards are already out. No, you haven't skipped through the video. This is how I'm doing it today. Basically, I feel like in my other videos I've spent a lot of time shuffling and not a lot of time talking. It's kind of distracting from the messages I'm trying to get across to you guys. So I thought I'd shuffle ahead of time, pull the cards, and then present them to you and explain what's going on. Okay, so let's dive straight in. So these are the tarot that I pulled. We'll talk about those first, then we'll talk about the guidance, then we'll talk about the other cards I've pulled, and then we'll finish with the final advice and the yes/no question cards. Okay, so I know I've said so a million times now, but if you've made it to pile number 4, you'll recognize that yes, I do say that when I'm trying to think. These are your tarot. Now, what I'm seeing, following on for this card, is you are looking back on a time and a situation where you have been deceived by someone either playing the victim, or you were deceived whilst you were going through a really rough time, whether that's financially or health wise, or just you were in a really rough spot, and you were either in that spot because someone deceived you, or someone deceived you while you're in that spot, and you successfully made it through it. You are victorious over this whole situation, these people, but you are looking back on it now and you're thinking, wow, how did I make it through that? I can't believe that happened. This is insane. But you've succeeded. You're victorious and you're happy about how, you managed to resolve it all yourself. Well done. Well done, pile number 4. You really went through a rough time there. And, already I'm going to call up here, it's talking about turbulence. You went through a very turbulent time, and the water, it says here the mind is murky in rough waters. You were in extremely rough waters, very murky waters, and you succeeded and you made it through. So I know this reading is about your love life, and you have, after you've made it through that, you're now looking about your life, and you're like looking back on what you've managed to succeed from, and this card sometimes talks about an unexpected factor coming in, and I think this unexpected factor is your strength. You have found your strength through this extremely sensitive time around your personal security and your finances. You've been very strong, and from that you are being able to bring in an extremely happy life. So this card itself here, you've got the man and woman and the 2 children. It's a happy family. It's like dream card situation. It's happy home life, happy love life. Everything is going completely well. You are now achieving that. Through this inner strength, you've managed to pull through from these awful situations. And I think that if you look here, you've been in like a very conflict-ridden time. You've had a lot of trouble going on, and you've got these new beginnings that you have been craving, and you want this loyalty. You want all of this to happen. But at the minute, there's a lot of mixed messages internally, because you have only just made it through this time. You've only just finished going through this bad time, and you've been successful, and you've just gained this strength. And at the minute, I think you need to use this perception, because we've got all 3 cards here that came out. I couldn't see the link, and I realized every single card is talking about perception. You've got perception, 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 and I think how you are now looking on your life is how your love life is going to progress. You are going to achieve this. You are going to get this perfect life, but the minute you need to settle your life after this entirely difficult situation. I know you're desperate for this, but you need to do your meditations, you need to be patient, and you need to enjoy this tranquil moment. You do not need to bring anyone else into your life in a minute. You need to rest, you need to be careful of yourself, and you need to enjoy this peaceful time. You need to take it easy, because the two cards that came out for your like practical advice, I got clear your energy, to refuel your energy and reclaim your power, which is exactly what you need to do after all this. You need to clear your energy out. You need to, like I said, do your meditations, sage your house. You need to clear out whoever, like this person, like whatever they've done to your life, clear it out, and your soulmate will be coming through. There, without a doubt. It says here, the divine will provide you with the love when you are ready. At the minute, you are not ready for it. Not that there's anything wrong with you or anything you need to do. You are just need to enjoy being alone for a minute and take in this moment of peace. And you really need to just wait, like at the moment. Not that like this is a like, oh, don't do anything. You need to have patience, because it will come when it's ready. It's talking about when it's ready, it will come through. Because at the minute, you need to be patient, enjoy this tranquility and this like peaceful scenario that's going on after all this conflict. Because I know how much you want to start again and there's something new, and you've been longing for this, but at the moment you need to just wait, look at your life, look at everything you've achieved so far, and maybe get clear on what you want next, because you're a very strong person and it's taken a lot to get this strength in your life to where it is, and you don't want to rush into a relationship where that gets destroyed or end up in a similar situation as before. You need to just work on clearing out your like home, and then refueling yourself, reclaiming your power through all the different means and then you will get this happy ending, you will get this soulmate. But at the moment, you just need to wait, and just wait, really. It's there, it's going to happen. You just need to wait for a minute. You don't want to rush something that's going to be so good. Okay, I know it's a very quick reading, but there's not really much else for me to get into here, because it is going to be happening. But maybe we can pull a card. Let's get my tarot. We'll see let's see if we can find who is coming through, anything like that. We find a card on who is coming through for pile number 4 once they're ready. Okay. It will come through quickly when it happens. This relationship will come through when you're ready. It will come through quickly. And let's see if, like I said, we want who will be coming through. Who are they represented by? This relationship that they are gonna be pulling through once they've gone through this patience and clearing energy. Who is powerful soulmate? The 3 of Pentacles. So it's someone who's kind of mastered their skills. So maybe they've got a business going on, one of their hobbies or something like that. Yeah, this is someone who is very practical, someone who is always willing to like work on themselves and do better. So I think they're going to be very compatible for you. Once you've worked on yourself, this soulmate will come through and it will be perfect. It will be quickly. You just need to wait until the time is right. Like all divine timing here. You need to just wait and appreciate what you've gone through. You can't rush in after only just healing and getting through whatever this situation was. Your success is fresh. You need to look back on it and, appreciate what you've gone through. Okay, pile number 4. Let's do a quick question. So from my previous pick cards, I have my question cards here. So if you think of your question, we will quickly shuffle through and see if we can get an answer for you. Okay, we have got never, affirmative, no, and we have probably not, outlook doesn't look good. So I'd say majority is no. So at the minute it's a no. Whatever you asked is a no. Okay, pile number 4. I can see you've been through a lot, but just focus on looking after yourself at the minute and appreciating what you have gone through. And then once you have gained this perception on life and of your own life, then this relationship will come through. So thank you, pile number 4. I hope you enjoyed this reading and it's helpful and you found some aspects of it you can resonate from. And if you do like it, please like this video. And if you want to see more videos, please like this, please subscribe. And let me know in the comments down below what other readings you want to see, any other types of videos you want to see, or any other questions you have about that I can do readings for. So thank you, pile number 4, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.